Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to our Pyanodons playthrough. In this episode, we're going to start with working through some of the things we identified last time, which will be optical sets, Zogna bacteria, and Vrauk cocoons, which I have an inkling that that last one will take a very, very long time. But just kind of looking at our production that we worked on before with our lead and titanium, looks like we're getting quite a bit. We might even be able to handle more lead. I wonder how much acetylene we are producing. Let's see, 1,000 per minute. What is that per second? About 10, 15 per second? About 15 per second, maybe? So these are actually using 15 per second alone. Oh, no, they're not. Lead only mines half as fast. So these three are actually only using 7.5. Well, in that case, we'll add in one more. Which... should... yeah, okay. Just took a second to get started. Okay, so looking at optical sets, what even do we need for that? Okay, well, who knows what it's actually called. That happens sometimes, where the thing is not called what it looks like it's called. Optical set, if we hit F5 here, it's actually called lens. Just straight up lens. And that is glass mixed with boron trioxide and then some hot air. Now I'll have to check. So what happened here? Are we out of fuel? Looks like we're out of fuel. Well, as always, we get detoured by something. We're out of fuel because there's no water. How is there no water? I must have disconnected something on accident. Let's see, this water is coming from here. And it's connected to here. Comes all the way down to here. Oh, well, I missed it. Where's the oh, here it is. It was when I moved my little mall is what happened. So that should fix that whole process. Okay, so back to glass to make our lenses. So right now I'm just kind of looking through currently what hot air is replacing. So we've got molten glass. 50 hot air is replacing 20 molten glass in that case. For Petri dishes, 50 hot air is also replacing 20 molten glass. Because we need 20 to make one, but we would normally need 40 to make two, but we still only need 20. So I'm just kind of figuring out hot air efficiency. And then for glassware, you know, we actually maybe should be making a different recipe for glassware. Because if I add in some boron trioxide to just our current recipe, there's actually a lot of recipes for glassware. Right now I think I'm using the one with hot air, which has 50 hot air replacing 100 molten glass, which is a great deal. But if I add between these two recipes, I add in 5 boron trioxide, and I actually go from 66 glass per glassware to like 25, which is crazy. And then we also save on the rubber stoppers, which is kind of a big deal because those take latex. And boron trioxide is actually not that hard to get. So I might actually do that. So we'll want a bunch of boron trioxide kind of belted to this area. And boron trioxide needs borax. So, of course, we don't have a ton of space, but I think I might make that right here. Because we've got borax coming out here, so it wouldn't be too hard to have that pipe up. Looks like we're actually using all of our borax, which is interesting. I wonder what we're using all of it for. Oh, you know what? I want that to stay there. That's for when I accidentally pick up a ton of borax. Oh, and yeah, I just screwed that up. That's not supposed to be unstacked. So where's all of this going? This is going to aluminum and iron. And it looks like we've had an issue with the iron here. How on earth did sand casting get on this side of the belt? Huh. So it does look like we're out of borax. Also, I just... never mind. Yeah, what is up with this? I just grabbed... Are you guys seeing this? Didn't I just grab some from that belt and it worked properly? Like, if I grab these... Shouldn't that sand casting flow in? But it didn't? That's weird. I have no idea what's happening there. It's like it's transporting the wrong items. Like it's skipping over the ones in the front. I don't know. In any case, we are using pretty much all of our borax, it looks like, or close to all of it. With the aluminum. So maybe... Oh, duralumin is very expensive. That's part of it. I wonder, is something using the duralumin? I don't think so. I don't know. Well, anyway, we can just add some more borax processing. It's pretty simple. So, borax processing, we've got it all on belts here. Currently, we've got a max of 7 per second, so we can just, I mean, pretty simply add 3 more of these. And then we can just copy some pipe settings. And that's pretty much it. We also need to check our water amount, 170 per second. We can cover that. And then we need some borax to actually be accessible. And then set our outputs. Oh, wait, we already have 2 for that guy. Stagger the outputs, and there we go. So now we can handle up to 11.4, which I don't even think I'm mining that much. Yeah, it's unfortunate. We're only mining 4.67 per second. I could maybe fit another one right here, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Get at least a little bit more borax per second. Once we get to green science, we won't need as much because the recipes that utilize it, like that iron recipe and aluminum recipe, you just end up needing a lot less total borax, so that's fine. At least that's my experience before I played with AlienLife. Okay, so then we actually need to think about this for a second. So we want boron trioxide. And to make one, we need 200 boric acid some water, and then to make the boric, or yeah, and to make that we need diborane and water. Diborane comes from some borax and hydrogen comes from an electrolyzer. At least that's the recipe I know of. There are some other ways to get it that use metals, but that feels pretty bad to me. So it's kind of power intensive, but water electrolysis is definitely the easiest way to get hydrogen. And then, yeah, that's all it is. And some coke. So we just need high pressure furnaces. I feel like we use diborane for something else, but I'm not going to worry about it because this is pretty easy to make on site with just a little bit of borax and coke. So we'll just get this set up. I will need some electrolyzers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, you need laboratories for electrolyzers? That's crazy. And then some furnaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll need water, so I already have some pump jacks. Can never hurt to make a couple more. Looks like I'm out of stone, which we can grab some more of over here. And then we've got our factory building. Alright. I was just looking at that acetylene production. Still doesn't feel like it's running fast enough, but it is what it is. Yeah, and then all of these tailings are actually useful because that goes to our Nexalit maker over here, which we do not have a ton of Nexalit being produced right now. This is... yeah, that's acceptable. That's supposed to be set up that way. But yeah, I mean, we're making as much Nexalit as we can from the tailings, but it's just not a huge amount. Okay, so we've got our building. We want to route some borax over there. I think we actually want to route... that's not going to work. I'm going to route some unstacked borax, because there's really no reason to stack it and then just unstack it right afterwards. I really only want to stack things in order that they go on the bus. Okay, so then we've got borax in. And we need 2 of these buildings with hydrogen and borax. So maybe like this. And the hydrogen will connect up. And we need 2 of these bad boys making hydrogen out of water. And then we need a gas vent to vent this oxygen. And then we need a pump jack for water. And what's the rate? 1.429. It feels like it's exactly the same as the rate that those washers were making borax with. Coincidence? I have no idea. Oh, I'm out of cable. Need to grab some cable real quick. Good thing it's right here. And we actually need some more copper and steel as well. I'll just grab it from there. And where's my steel? Right here. Still feels like I'm just not producing iron fast enough, but I seem to remember the problem is that we just can't fit enough of these furnaces in one building, so I guess I could try to copy that setup if we really feel strapped for iron. Okay, boron trioxide. So we're making dibberane, and then we need that and water to make boron trioxide, or boric acid. We'll need a couple spaces here. Connect up these bad boys. And there's some boric acid, and then finally we need coke. Interesting. Huh. Maybe I'll do something like this. Yeah, I don't like that. We're gonna move this to the side. But that's the wrong recipe. No, this one. So yeah, we'll do that, and then the water will come up and connect. And then the furnaces will have 3. Because we want to leave a space on the top is the problem that I was having. Copy that. I mean, at this point, this should all just be connected. No reason for those 2 undergrounds. Okay, that seems to be functioning. Now we need coke coming in, which is a bit of a difficulty, except for the fact that we have our coke output right here, which is extremely convenient. So we'll just split that off. And that will need to come in from the side. I guess the top, maybe. I think that one should be fine. And we'll come in from the top. Come down. Leave room for inserters, and then we'll have boron trioxide come out. .167, so doesn't really matter how fast they are. We just gotta get the job done. Okay, so that'll come out the top left, right here. And honestly, I think I'll just have them go in a chest. Because for now, I'm just using it for handcrafting. Well, no, actually, I'm making optical sets. But I can just hand feed it, I think. I'm not going to need that many. Okay, sweet. So optical sets, which are called lens, essentially have everything we need. We just need some more glassworks. So we'll make some glassworks. And we can put it next to all this other mess. I think it for sure is a mess. But let's try. I mean, I'm currently making everything else that you can make. I'm making petri dishes, glass, and glassware. So I don't think I have to worry about too much more. Eventually I'll need that, but rare earth oxides are really difficult to get, so that won't be for a while. So I can make these right here, I guess. Which lines up a little bit, unfortunately, compared to the other ones. Maybe I'll actually put it here. What even comes out here? Ah, the bricks. That's right. Let's make this fit better. Huh. Okay, so the glass... So we can hook up syngas like so. The hot air we will need a solution for. And the glass. I really should have laid this out better. I'm having regrets. That's not gonna work either. This is pretty bad. I guess we can do that. And then for hot air, we need to connect this up from all the way over here. And we just need to use an underground right there. Yeah, I guess that works. And we just need to feed it some boron trioxide, and there we go, optical sets. And we needed those for what again? Oh yeah, it's laboratory instruments. So we need rubber optical sets and equipment chassis, which we can also make by hand with some duralumin and tin. So let's make some of those. And all of this is in order to make... Let's see if we can find it in this list. This stuff, cDNA. Because we need laboratory instruments. We also need laboratory instruments for green science as well. So this will all need to be automated. But plasmids and retrovirus. Okay, so optical sets are done. Let's take a look at zognobacteria. So these little guys are made from wood, lamps, and lamps are made... Looks like only one way. I guess you can combine hydrogen and chlorine with some light to make... I don't totally understand why it's consuming lamps, but iron, copper, people glass, petri dishes, pressurized air, and that just makes zognobacteria. And that makes plasmids in a biofactory. So a biofactory, let's craft one of those. And then we also needed, where did it go? Is it this one? Creature chamber? No, incubator. Oh, we need plastic. That's right. Incubator Mark 1 needs plastic. Okay. Not to fear, we can make plastic from syngas and aromatics, which is just syngas and tar, essentially, because aromatics come from tar. Alright. So how do we want to do this? We need to just add it to our to-do list, I think. plastic. I'm trying to decide if I want to make a syngas from nothing build yet, or if we want to wait till green science for that, because there are a lot of ways to make syngas essentially from nothingness. If you use wood, for example, to make coal, and then you use that coal to make coal gas, etc. However, I don't think I want to go that route before I have green science. So, if I only need a small amount of plastic, I might do this the simplest way possible. And way out in the boondocks over here, I will just have a couple tar processing units to make some aromatics. And then I just need 2 gasifiers to make some syngas. And I'm going to grab some pipes while that's crafting. We can feed some more iron to our little pipe makers here. Make sure we've got engines. We'll give you some more. Probably got enough of all that. All right, great. Okay. So, where did it go? Gasifiers. Because what we can do is we can just make coal gas and syngas right here. Easy as pie. We'll do that. We'll have an underground. We'll have our pressure pump. Gas vent, venting the flue gas. It is handy, later on you can turn flue gas into ash. And ash into flue gas. So that's nice. Actually, I think I can already do the ash into flue gas recipe. Is that right? Yeah, you just combine it with air. But I don't think I can go the other direction yet. Flue gas into ash. There it is. Yeah, you need the filtration research. But that's super handy if you're short on ash. But we can provide tar to this bad boy. And then we've got aromatics and syngas. And then this tar needs to wrap back around. And so we actually need just a top up into here so we don't overdo it. Like so. And then this is for water, which I guess I can actually just have coming from down here. Gotta power all this. Okay. That should do it, actually. We just need to put all this ash into some containers here. And that won't last forever, but it's just a small amount of plastic I need. And that's all made in a biofactory, which I made some of. Here we go. Oh, look, there's the plasmids as well. And I can also make cellulose, which looks like there's a lot of different ways to make that. Okay. And we've got our syngas hooked up. And that actually should do it. not the most elegant. But I think that'll work. Yeah, look at that. Got some plastic. Sweet. Okay. So, that was actually a lot easier than I anticipated. We've just been rip-roaring through our to-do list. Okay, back to bacteria. Which again, I have no idea how much of this I need to automate. I think I can put it in barrels if I really have to. Looks like, at least for now, it's really only going to be used for urea, which is something we need for our circuits. Because urea makes... Well, that's just the production line for urea itself. And I think we'll need Augs to make manure, and manure plus Zoognobacteria makes urea, I guess. But anyway, you need that to make cyanic acid and ammonia, which combine to make melamine, and you need melamine to make melamine resin with some more urea and formaldehyde, which requires the moondrop craziness. And all of that melamine stuff is in order to make formica, which is used in our printed circuit substrates. Crazy stuff. All of the actual individual parts that you need, like little capacitors and inductors, that stuff is easy compared to the rest of it, which is just this one little printed circuit substrate. It seems so innocent until you look at everything that needs to be done. Look at all this to make it. It's absolutely crazy. So maybe we will automate green science before we automate circuits. That might actually be a good idea. Because if I'm remembering correctly, we don't need urea for green science. We do need Ralasia to make the ground samples, but that's not too bad. We need a bunch of the stuff that we've already done before, the petri dish stuff, like seaweed. Already done that. We do need bone meal. And I think I determined the best way to get that is from Augs. So, I will need some solder. But I actually have most of the things I need for green science. They're just not automated in a way that's meaningful. We already did the rubber, so that's nice. So this latex rubber part we're done with. Optical sets we also already did. We just need to connect up some belts to have those delivered. Equipment chassis is easy. Laboratory instrument. We will have to handcraft circuit boards to go into this, but we can do that. Yeah, crazy stuff. It looks like we need one circuit board for every about 6 green science-ish is the ratio. Yeah. So it won't be too hard to handcraft some circuits, because I can just handcraft like 100 circuits and put that in, and then I get enough for 600 green science. So I can do that for a little while. So I'm actually less convinced maybe that I even want to work towards cDNA. Do I need cDNA for Augs? It's hard to say. Augs. So let's take a look at Augs and figure out, okay, to even make the building, we can do that. Stone, iron, soil, bolts. Done. So that's easy. But then we will need to make the actual animals. And I'm still a little unclear. Do you make the caged? So it looks like once we have the building, I can make a caged Auog from nothing, right? Just moss, cage, biomass, and water barrels. It's not like I need to have anything before. Does look like later we get some other options. for things, but I can just straight up make them from nothingness. It seems kind of unbelievable. And then I can uncage them, or turn them straight into biomass, or meat, or blood, or bones, brains, guts, lard, skin. All the good stuff. And then if I have just the animal itself, I can recage them. Kind of like barrels, barreling and unbarreling almost. And then doesn't look like I'm gonna need anything else for now. Huh. So I'm not totally sure how this works, but let's take a shot at it because we have all those resources. So let's make a couple of these paddocks and see what happens. And we'll need some biomass, and was it water barrels and moss? I think. Water barrel, biomass, moss. Oh, and cages. Which needs solder, which need lead and tin plates. Okay, we can handle this. We can do this. Don't freak out, Krydax. Okay, so let's grab some lead and tin, which we have both of. I'm gonna speed up my walking here. Okay, so lead and tin. I am just gonna make some solder right here because I need a quick solution. So solder. Oh, those are stacked. Balderdash. Okay, so just kidding. We're just gonna hand feed our solder thing. And we'll grab some of these stacked items. Okay, so I don't know how much I'll need, but not very much. Because I just need to make a few cages. The problem is we only get 70% cages back, so we lose... Maybe that's one of the issues with this recipe. Is even though we're making Auogs from nothingness, we lose cages over time. We lose 0.3 cages. Which is actually a decent amount of iron, titanium, and solder. I mean, it's not crazy, but... You know, 5 titanium per cage, and we lose 0.3 cages. Can I handcraft cages? I can. So we'll make some of those. And then we need some biomass. These buildings are huge. This is why we're using Factorissimo. And why we actually, hopefully, will get the factory building 2 first thing in green science, because then we can fit more things inside of them. Okay, so I need some biomass, which I can, I guess, just grab straight from there. And then I need some, is it moss? I believe, so we'll grab some from one of those buildings. Looks like they're overproducing anyway. And I think that's actually all I need. Oh, and water barrels. And we get the empty barrels back. So we can even, you know, we'll just set up a little pasture out here, why not? Just because we got some space to experiment. This is not going to be the final product. Oh, is this... you know what? I think I know what's going to happen. I think this won't run until we have at least one Auog. And that might be the problem that we're going to run into here. I thought maybe this sounded too good to be true. Oh, we need a factory for barreling. Forgot about that. I should probably type water, because typing barrel? Oh, it does not narrow it down. No, sir, it does not. But water barrel helps narrow it down a little bit. And then we need some barrels, which we'll make some here. I just grabbed the blueprint for no reason. Okay. So we'll get a few water barrels. And yeah, it doesn't run. Shoot. Okay, so that's not how we get our first Auog. How do we get our first one? Oh yeah, I feel like I already looked at this. We need... Oh man, we need all these things. Okay, yep. So we can make that by hand, which is a codex. The DNA sample requires also stuff that we already have made in a data array, which we can make. These DNA samples, same story. Biosamples we already have. We actually need biosamples to make the generic Earth DNA samples. So cDNA still is a thing we need. Shoot. Okay. Well, we've learned something, and we've even kind of prepared our first couple Auog paddocks, which is fun. I thought that was going to be a little easier than it was, so sorry about that, folks. Thanks for sticking with me. We are going to look at Zogna bacteria first, then, which we already have everything we need for, honestly. So I'm just going to... Yeah, let's just go ahead and grab the plastic that we have. I'm going to run faster again. So we'll grab the plastic, we'll make some incubation, or incubators, and then we'll go and grab some petri dishes from right here, because they're already automated anyway. And what else do I need? Pressurized air, lamp, and wood. Well, we have all of that. I'll grab some more wood, because I'll need it. And then I can make some lamps by hand. And we'll just have this kind of be our genetic experimentation area, I think. I'll have my little robots clear out some more trees. Okay, so this bad boy, we also need retrovirus, which we can't make yet because we need Vraux. But we can put pressurized air in. That's easy. And then we need everything else that we've already got. Okay, well, that's easy enough. And why do I need this again? cDNA, needed Zogna bacteria, but in what form? Plasmids. Aha. Okay, so plasmids need 20. So then we can make plasmids right here, I guess. Plasmids. No, they're made in a special building. What do we make plasmids in? We make those in a biofactory. So we'll plop down a biofactory. Yeah, there it is. Plasmids. Connect up our Zogna bacteria. And then we need some glassware, laboratory instruments, and incubated petri dishes. Alright. So we can make the laboratory instruments. We just need to carefully find the correct page. And we don't want to make that one, we want to make this one because it adds an engine unit in and we get twice as many output. So we only need one each, so there's 8. So we need to go grab 8 glassware and 8 incubated petri dishes. And how much cDNA do I need to make my first Auog? Looks like 3. That's not too bad. Okay, so then I need to grab these incubated petri dishes, which I've got plenty of. 8 of those, and then I needed 8 glassware. Which unfortunately is... I'm gonna do this. No, that's a bad idea. Maybe I'll do Because I want to store up a little bit of glassware, so I'll just put some on a belt here. Okay, I have 8. That's perfect. Alright, run back over. Everything is easier in two times speed. 8 glassware, 8, and there we go. 8 plasmids. And the plasmids will be used to make the cDNA. Along with retrovirus, which needs Vrouk cocoons, which needs Vrouk's stage 1, which I haven't researched yet, I guess, so I should probably do that. And in that, I think we're going to run into the same issue, where we actually need a Vrouk to run the Vrouk Paddock, which also needs plastic, but we have plastic now. So then I actually will need a Vrouk first, which does not require cDNA. So that's good, because otherwise we'd have a loop that couldn't be broken. So I can make this. We need some more biosample and moss gene sample. Okay, well, we're getting there. We'll slowly crack all of these biological loops, and then I'll kind of just have this area breed things slowly so that we can actually automate larger amounts of it in other places. But I think I'm going to call this an episode. This seems like a good stopping point. We've got our plasmids, which is a good stepping stone. And then we'll have to work towards these Vrouks in the next episode. And I think we can actually do that pretty easily, because we already have everything we need. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.